What's up, people? You are welcome back again on this channel. I'm your guy, Betong, always bringing to you guys on Friday with Lorae. Okay, amazing stuff going on in the crypto space, the crypto market. We have created a lot of content for you guys to go and enjoy. Today, we are going to talk about WorldCoin. We know many people out there have different opinions when it comes to WorldCoin, but of course, there are always pros and cons in any project out there. And these, people mean what they say they want to do about this world coin or like they want to be create a world identity for everyone. This actually real. Many people are skeptical about the identity of like if say the privacy of this project is gonna be actually real. If say these guys are trying to use different means to maybe get your identity, my ID to use it for their own gains, like what Facebook and other big giants have been doing in the past. Well, I don't know. Today we're gonna discuss, as always. Lorae is here. Our NFT queen is here to share with us, her take with this WorldCoin whole stuff. Lorae, you're welcome.
Hello, it's always great to be here. I love being here. And yeah, obviously WorldCoin is making headlines once again because Sam Altman, who is the CEO of chatgpt, they announced this week that they have made WorldCoin available for the public to trade and purchase. So what is WorldCoin in WTF fashion? WTF is WorldCoin. Well, essentially, it is a cryptocurrency that is designed to incorporate identification of humans by using biometric data and machine learning. So, put simply, again, the CEO of ChatGPT is teamed up with Alex Blania, another huge tech industry innovator, and they have created back in May they actually raised 115 million from blockchain capital to fund WorldCoin. And this is a identification app. It's a wallet, and it has a cryptocurrency, and what they want to create is a world identification, and to actually peg people's identifications to WorldCoin, which is a cryptocurrency. Now, to actually get people's ID and verify their true humanness, what they are doing is using a device called the Orb, which is a biometric scanning device. So let's say you actually wanted to have the WorldCoin app and you wanted to use the cryptocurrency. Before you can actually use the app, you'd have to get the Orb, which is a round device, and scan the irises of your eye. Once it's got an image of your eye, it uses machine learning and AI to encode it in an encrypted way so that it has your humanness identification inside of their protocol. So, it's, I think people can feel a bit skeptical over computers and machines kind of taking I know that when the iPhone came out and it was asking people to take a print of your finger to actually access your phone, and MacBooks do the same, there was a lot of like upheaval of why is this machine got my biometric data? But I think their argument was that it's a seamless way to actually identify humans through the internet and through technology. It verifies humans automatically, and you don't have to, we have like the repash it, like the Google repash it things. It kind of excludes that we don't have to like do all this manual stuff to prove that you're human. Once it's got your image of your eye, it knows for a fact that you are a person, and it eliminates the chances of bots completely, because bots obviously don't have a unique biometric eye that comes from the DNA from your mother and father. However, it does kind of put this question into place of how safe is it to kind of give AI your biometric data, images of your DNA, and then kind of put it onto a blockchain system where it's completely immutable, and is also incorporated into machine learning, where obviously the technology is continuing to get this data and update and improve itself in a kind of automatic way without the input necessarily of its creator. So crazy stuff.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Many people are worried about the privacy implication of WorldCoin. Um, they have this opinion. Like I myself, I'm a little bit skeptical. Not like I'm among those who are skeptical. We like I should say we have this mindset of the fact that maybe this is some sort of a world order. You know, trying to. But at one point again, I like okay, but my data is everywhere. Like my country, they have my fingerprints. They have everything about me. So am I scared that this data is in the hands of a private person, or maybe if say it was in the hands of the government, it would have been okay. So this is like how I try to reason, like to think about this, because when I look at the process in which like the way like the coins are being minted, like the orbit, like how you how you verify or how you create an ID. You have to scan your eyes, like put your eyes in this orbit stuff to get your own world ID. I think at one point also, if say this is not evenly distributed to every area in the world, some people might have the advantage over others to actually gain access to WorldCoin. But the idea is to make it global. But I'm not seeing the device being global. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, they've already got 2 million beta users at the moment. So, it is already encompassing a hefty percentage of the world. But, their notion is that they want to create a world coin, a world currency, and a world platform that allows everybody to participate in financial systems, whether it's cryptocurrency or whether it's fiat. And all over the world, people have phones, whether it's a brick phone, whether it's a smartphone. Everybody has a phone, and it's increasingly becoming more common for people all over the world, whether you're in a developed country or underdeveloped country, to have a phone that can hold applications. And that's kind of like their thing. They're like, okay, there's pretty much everyone in the world has access to a phone that can hold apps, and so we want to make sure that everybody downloads our app and has access to this global identification. So I mean, whether it's going to be adopted by certain countries is another question, but essentially they want to make sure that it's in their roadmap to have everybody have this application on their phone that has their ID, that can be used as a world ID, and is pegged to a cryptocurrency that can be used all over the world for transactions as well. And I mean, their notion is that they are creating this on a blockchain, so everybody who participates will be a co-owner of the coin and of the consensus. Obviously, it will be on the blockchain; it's immutable. But my only take on it is the AI machine learning part of it. Like, how much do you actually own it if the AI is incorporated in it and is learning and taking that data, in blockchain, where once it's put on the blockchain, it can't be removed unless everybody consensusly decides that they're no longer going to use it. And at that point, with the AI, has everybody's window of their soul. That's what we call the eyes.
Yeah, and that concerns me a lot. That concerns me a lot because we talk about AI a lot and also blockchain. There are different types of blockchain. There are more centralized blockchain and decentralized blockchain. So I think to an extent, I don't know how decentralized this WorldCoin blockchain is. If say they have full control, maybe a backdoor, like we saw what happened with FTX. There was a backdoor that Sam Bankman-Fried and the rest were getting out. Right, of course, that is different. But what I'm trying to say is, having a blockchain which is not as Bitcoin or Ethereum at this point in time, performing such activity is pretty scary. And AI, for that matter, giving AI your data, with command prompt to do this, do that. Who knows in the future if say an AI ban you, like what happened with Facebook and other platform? They can shadow ban you anytime, anywhere, and you won't be able to, like, they can cancel you like that, just like that. So this is, to me, I think like when I look at the outline benefits for this project, okay, good. But when I look at, like, go deeper, they talk more about helping, people in less developing countries, AIDS, all this stuff and blah blah blah. So it kept me thinking, like, is it gonna be the solution to the problems in most of these countries? I don't think so. This is gonna be is it gonna be the solution to the problems in most of this country? I don't think so. So I'm now like wondering, is this gonna be one of those projects that fail, or are we going to see government come on board to adopt this, no integrated in their system? So what do you think about? Do you think, like, are you not scared about this WorldCoin, movement?
Well, I mean, it is a very innovative piece of technology. We're seeing that AI is moving very quickly, and even people like Elon Musk are saying we need to stop developments with AI. We need to do more research and less development because it is moving so quickly, especially with the nature of AI and machine learning. It has this reiteration loop where every time you're feeding it data, it learns and it processes the information to learn more quickly. So it is rapidly developing. I mean, WorldCoin, their notion, their reasoning behind doing this is to make sure that everybody in the world can have access to finances. So there are a lot of places in the world where people are still unbanked. I think it's quite hard to believe when you come from developed countries, but there are people who literally are still living like just cash in hand to mouth, and they don't necessarily have the chance to access some of the financial infrastructures that are available in other places of the world. They don't have flexible savings accounts. They don't have bank accounts that are attached to ETFs or ISAs or things like that. So they do miss out on some of these financial opportunities, even cryptocurrency. Some of these platforms. I mean, I just saw today, actually, just recently, crypto.com, they've just extended their reach into Netherlands. But again, that's just the Netherlands. Again, it's the Western countries, for developed countries. So for these underdeveloped countries, they're still not even really getting good access to these financial markets. So WorldCoin, it says, because we want everybody to have this global ID system, everyone who participates will be able to have access to, this exciting cryptocurrency financial market. So that is really, what they're saying that they're doing. And I feel like, they've already invested. Blockchain Capital is one of the biggest investment firms for Web3. They've already invested 115 million just in May, and before that, Sam Altman and Alex Bino, they've already raised a lot of money under the foundation called Tools for Humanity. So back in May, beginning of June, the company Tools for Humanity, WorldCoin, it was valued at about 3 billion. So there's already a lot invested into it, and I'm sure some politicians and governments have in some way, whether directly or indirectly, got some money invested in there. And I feel like with this, there is an agenda 2030 for the UN to kind of make things a bit more digital, a bit more cashless. So there is already this notion, there is this already play where there's this global sense of technology, global sense of identification, and it could possibly be a way to incorporate cryptocurrency and blockchain into systems that need updating. So, we already do have a global system, for example, like passports. Every country does have a passport. So this could be like the upgrade, the passport 2.0 or something of, identification. But whether people are going to, be, I guess, voluntarily opt to scan their eye into machine learning is a different question.
I'm not gonna scan my eye, Lorae. This is like you what you mentioned, like you mentioned about giving Africans or other people in less developing countries, let's say in Asia, who don't have access to this technology, an opportunity to get into crypto. I think that's against the norms of crypto in the first place, like the fundament, the basic, like why crypto exists in the first place, to eliminate centralization, to take away, to eliminate all this, whole, like this big corporation that have control over our data, and they can, decide who does what or who does that. Like these days, you cannot even say or speak, talk about certain topics. These days they can just cancel you. Like, can you imagine what AI can do? They have your ID. They, like, maybe they can use your ID to you won't be able to get into so many places. But that's something else for another time or for another day. What really concern me now is people who are gonna be scared to an extent. Maybe are people who they have so much, like, anyone who is against the government, the establishment. If say you are against the establishment, then you should be scared that this could be used against you. But if say you are a good citizen, you pay your taxes, you do things right, you don't oppose the government, you don't oppose no one, well, you are good to go. Nothing will happen to you, right? No one will, you won't you won't take your Coinbase wallet or your crypto.com card someday to go and shop in the shop, and someone tells you, oh, you cannot shop anymore because they realize, you have been canceled or you have been blacklisted. So these are the concern that most of us are having. But on the other hand, I think this is good. Like looking at the way, like most people in developing countries that don't have access not only to let not look about this. Let not look at this only about cryptocurrency. There are innovative ways that the blockchain is applicable to different aspect of life, like agriculture, like in farming, or in the tech sector, in also in the medical sector. So there are so many ways in which the blockchain is going to add value. So I think, WorldCoin can, or not, let me not say WorldCoin, the device or the technology, can be used for a good purpose, in that sense. But on the other hand, we have to be concerned. But as it stands, everyone at one point, your data is somewhere, maybe with Facebook, Instagram, they have everything, almost everything about you. They can decide, if say you're on the media, or you are gonna travel or not. So they can still do, prevent you from doing all those things. So I think that is gonna be more an advanced way to give them like one click control, that they don't need to call maybe one government to, like, okay, let's blacklist Lorae today. They can just press a button and boom, Lorae is gone. So yeah, this is,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, ideologically, we will live, blockchain will come and allow us all to be decentralized, all to have self-sovereignty. We can all decide who are good actors, who are bad actors. Even things like Andrew Tate, where he's got some controversial things to say, and it seems that he's being kind of blacklisted. You can't post about him on TikTok. Certain platforms banned him. I think obviously Elon Musk took Twitter over, and he's allowed back on those platforms. But Instagram, he was kind of like deleted off the internet.
Everywhere,
yeah.
Everywhere,
yeah, he wasn't allowed to speak. He was like the name that should not be spoken. He who should not be named, kind of thing. So, these officials and governments and powerful people, they do already have kind of the ability to kind of blacklist you and persecute you if they want to. And there's this idea that if centralized technology and blockchain kind of gets into the wrong hands and wrong institution, it can kind of just turn everybody into kind of I guess like internet zombies in a way, where it's just like you just have to do everything by the book, otherwise you can't participate in the protocol. But ideally we want to see, well, in my ideal world, I'm very much in tune with kind of what's going on in terms of like the astral world and things like that. And we kind of moved into this Aquarian age where it's this idea of like liberation and peer-to-peer transactions. We've got things like Uber and Airbnb where you're getting rid of these big corporate centralized bodies, and it's now just people working together, more communal. So there is this kind of like energy coming in, which kind of ties into blockchain, where you have this idea of decentralization. However, at the same time, there always does need to be some kind of governance as well. Otherwise, people are people at the end of the day, and we don't want societies to turn into complete anarchy or people just doing whatever they want. And there does need to be some kind of structure to help that human development. But at the same time, I feel like with something like this, there needs to be heavy regulation around AI, number one, of like actually how far AI can go, especially as it relates to taking human biometric data. I feel like sometimes we forget how unique and special we are as human beings. Like we should actually really appreciate like where we've come from, and that we are organic beings. Even though tech is really exciting, human beings, we are just as exciting as technology. So we shouldn't just let technology kind of just take over our entire human uniqueness. But then at the same time, there is this thing of human progression, and we can't say that technology hasn't helped us in our human progression. It helps us to connect all over the world. Cryptocurrency has helped to liberate people in places like Argentina and these kind of places where the currency is just completely short. It's helped people to actually feed themselves and feed their families. So technology does enhance our lives as well, but I think we should definitely proceed with caution.
Yeah, I think you're right. Crypto liberated me. I should say that.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm happy. I mentioned earlier that crypto is one of the best things which has happened in my life ever. So I understand to an extent what you're saying, but at the same time, we need to be concerned about what bad players can do to destroy or tarnish the image of AI, or use the data wrongly. I think you mentioned something about regulation is going to be help a lot. You see governments come out with, because if they're going to be a world coin, then it should be a world regulation on cryptocurrency that everyone can apply. But I think it's going to be something difficult at the same time. And to me, I like told people who like in my community who ask me about worldcoin, I say like, I don't care about if say you like it or not. If say I can trade it and make money, good, fine. But I don't want to go and put my eye in one orbit to scan it, but I can trade it and make money. If it makes me money, then good. I don't care what. I'm not gonna be the one to stop Elon Musk or stop this guy from and other specialists in this industry who are trying to come up with new technologies, new ways to make life better. And it's pretty concern, not like concern, let me not use the word concern, it's a coincidence that at the same time, the same intervals, we saw Elon Musk also changing Twitter to X. And immediately with Dogecoin skyrocket to the upside because it's kind of like the dev of Dogecoin or the designer of Dogecoin is the one who posted that I don't know who designed the logo or the banner that Elon Musk used, So like let's just go a little bit outside, from this conversation like WorldCoin. Do you think that Elon Musk and I forgot the name of this guy, this WorldCoin guy? Do you think they they have something hit like some agenda that we don't know because the most mentioned that Twitter is gonna be like this is like the standard in the world in terms of financial activities or something like that. If I say I can quote him well, but I cannot really quote him well, but he mentioned something like that. So like what do you think? I'm just skeptical asking myself these questions here and there, and also others asking me questions here and there. What do you think about all this? This coincidence?
Well, yeah. Are you asking, is Elon Musk in bed with Sam Altman? I don't know if they are
Yeah,
necessarily.
because I mean, they are there.
Yeah.
It's like they know something we don't know. Of course.
Yeah, I think they do know something. I think they definitely do know something that the mainstream doesn't know. But obviously, we are sharing with the people that cryptocurrency and blockchain is the future. And it's not even the future, it is happening now. And it's going to transform our lives as we know it. It is going to be the next industrial revolution. I don't think people really understand like how impactful it really is. It's not just Dogecoin, it's not just Bitcoin, it's the whole infrastructure of technology as we know it is updating into something new. It incorporates the metaverse, it incorporates cryptocurrency and the way we transact. It incorporates AI, augmented reality, VR headset, is everything. And that's why, on my WTF crypto show, I kind of look at, all aspects of this evolution and technology taking place. So, even it's not just Elon Musk, it's not just Sam Altman of ChatGPT, it's people like Bill Gates, it's Microsoft, it's Google, even Google Bard came out, all these top technology companies, they are all seeing how blockchain is evolving and how, it's the technology of now, and including AI. So Elon Musk, they, in a way, they know something that we don't know, but if you're paying attention, you can see that all these technology companies, they're just going with the trend, and it is really going to be this it's going to be this global Bitcoin, as long as you accept he wants to create a platform that is something like what's it called? China WeChat. They've got an app in China called WeChat where it's all it incorporates everything, right? So you can pay money on there. It's like a Facebook. You can socialize on there. You can book flights. You can, it does everything, and that's really what Elon Musk is trying to create, and that's what that's what Sam Altman and Alex Bernier, that's what they're trying to do as well with WorldCoin, but they're going under this notion of like a world ID, so like brand new passports. And even Microsoft, they put in patents for this kind of thing. Quite scary stuff, to be fair. I don't want to go into like the whole conspiracy over, but they have put patents into kind of, again, this kind of global technology that runs on cryptocurrency. And even Sony, for example, Sony released a patent. I think they've even started putting things into research and development, as I saw news recently, about creating in the gaming industry a gaming blockchain that incorporates all gaming standards. So let's say you have you've won a tournament in a game with a sword in a Sony game. Through their new technology, you can actually transfer the points of that or the identity of that into other devices like Nintendo or Xbox. I think that's Nintendo is Xbox.
Yeah.
Other gaming. You can now actually take those game assets as NFTs and bring them into other games and other ecosystems. So it's really, I think like the internet Web 2.0, because of social media and access we have now to other people's data, it has connected us as a human race globally. And now Web 3.0 is, connecting us even further by actually having us really like intermeshed into these systems through our ID and through our finances.
Yeah, this is a little bit, it's scary. I agree with you, on so many things, except that part of the fact that if I'm to vote against, like, WorldCoin, looking at the good thing you would do, I'll vote against it. I would say no, it shouldn't exist. But again, what I think doesn't matter in terms of like in global application globally. I think WorldCoin is going to be something good, for the world, if say it's being done rightly. And we are facing challenges with privacy already. We see how governments are struggling hard coming up with regulations to limit these big giants, these tech giants who are holding our privacy. So I think to an extent the government are doing amazing jobs to protect our ID. It's not as if the government want to get any information about you, it's going to be a difficult thing for them. I think they already have everything about you. What you should be scared is what people can do. People who have, like, people who can gain access to your data, what they can do with it. And with Penrida says here that thanks those of you who have been watching, we no longer have privacy, and now it's going to be global. You won't even know who will have it. So, yeah, but again, Lorae, do you think that having your data being stored on the blockchain is going to be possible for anyone to see your data on the blockchain? It's
Well, that's
it's
the thing, isn't it?
transparent.
This blockchain, as much as we love it and the power that it has, you can see everybody's transaction. All you need to do is go to Etherscan, and you can literally track who is who and what has done what. So that's the thing about blockchain. I really don't like this term. When somebody says a new term, but it's a trustless protocol, which means that it doesn't need to be trust because everything is out on the open. All you need to do is track, go to Etherscan, and you can track someone's wallet address. You can see what someone's bought. You can see what someone's sent to this person. It tracks absolutely everything. And so I feel like, again, we're coming into this new age of how we're dealing with each other is going to have to change. Like even things like Airbnb and Uber, it requires a certain level of trust that there wasn't there before. If I'm going to give a complete stranger access to my private home, I need to be able to trust that person not to mess it up, not to squat in there and take my home away. It completely. Whereas if you're a hotel owner,
Not to steal your crypto.
not to steal your right, exactly all that kind of thing. So it requires this different level of how we trust each other as human beings. So I do feel like we're coming into this this kind of new age and new ability to trust people online. And I think that's one of the things about WorldCoin as well, about the orb and actually scanning people's irises. They wanted to come up with a way that is that identifies a person's humanness and make sure that there aren't any bots, and these bad actors on board. They want to make sure that they know for sure that when this person says that I am this person, it is definitely them. And if they do end up being a bad actor, we know that it was 100% them because they've scanned their unique DNA. Your eyes are completely unique to you. So it's. I think it's kind of it makes sense in terms of like why they're doing it, but also does it make sense in terms of where we are as a society? Does it make sense of where we are in terms of regulation and just things like you said, this cancel culture where they do kind of just like people can regulate. governments and things, they can just cancel people just like that, just because they don't like what you're saying or they don't like how much power you have, and this kind of thing. Like, you know, with this kind of regulation and this kind of societal progression that we have at the moment, I think like there's going to have to take a lot of adaptation in our humanness and our willingness to trust one another to really make this a thing that isn't, you know, malicious.
Yeah, that's pretty serious. Again, we can say whatever we want to say. You know, I always like have this thought, which is how the world works. Those with a lot of money always decide what will happen to those who don't have a lot of money. So if say anyone out there you want to have a chance out of WorldCoin or what is coming out there, then you have to be able to build personal wealth, you know, be financially independent, you know, in a way that you don't depend on the government, you know, alone. Because if say you depend on the government, you depend on your job, your boss can wake up someday and fire you because of a comment you made, you know, on a post. They can use, you know, WorldCoin to do that. Who knows? Right, it can happen. Like right now we are seeing people losing their job because of a comment they made about, you know, their views about this or that. So it's pretty scary. And I always say to people that if say you want to have you want to be able to have control, first you have to try as hard as possible to be independent financially, create something that is unique, is you alone, you know, build your brand, be able to be outstanding out there, so that tomorrow if say someone tells you you're not gonna, you know, work, right? Just like what happened with COVID. Those who couldn't take, who refused, who have a different view about COVID, they were canceled, right? Or they couldn't gain access to certain places, right? Whereas those who were okay, who were like in an area where they know that they are financially fit, they don't depend on any government or anyone to, you know, tell them what to do. They stay where they are and decide to do what they want to do. So, you know, I think what we have seen so far in the past is the reason why we are scared for the future. So I want to ask you the last question for today. What do you think the future holds for us in general and for this project? Are you gonna be, you know, because when you trade WorldCoin, you hold WorldCoin, you're promoting the project. Are you gonna do that? That's personal. You don't have to answer it anyways.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Like you said, to really be able to have self-sovereignty and to really, you know, be able to have freedom, you need to have financial freedom, because the world does run on money. You know, we all need money to survive. We all have to pay to live. They say the only thing certain is death and taxes. You know, so in terms of what the future holds, yes, obviously, if you buy WorldCoin, you are promoting it, but it's the same if you buy like the S&P 500, you're investing in things like prison systems, you're investing in things like tobacco, guns, you know, all this kind of thing. So it is one of these, like, you know, do I completely go off grid and not participate in these things and actually eliminate myself from participating in these financial markets because of my morals? Or do I, you know, make sure that I've set myself up to make sure that I have some sort of financial backing? And this is the thing about WorldCoin. It's saying that they want people all over the world to be able to participate in cryptocurrency, financial market, and fiat market. So it's kind of like this the devil's advocate, you know. It's like, do you participate? If you participate in it, even if you don't scan your eye and you're kind of promoting it, or do you not participate in it and potentially be completely left out? And, you know, you might even be we don't even know how it's going to go. You might be completely shut out of humanity's system, you know, in terms of, you know, we don't know how far it's going to go. So, I mean, I, for one, won't be an early adopter of scanning my iris. I'm still one of those people who I still put the code in on my iPhone. I don't use that. I still put, you know, just because that's just, you know, I appreciate my human uniqueness, and I feel that I'm more superior than technology, you know. That's just how I feel. I don't really
Of course.
Yeah, I don't think it should have my ID. But however, whether that notion is going to change in the future. I mean, we saw things like when we had like online banking, people were quite skeptical to do online banking, and that was just the thing to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, and I think it's quite a human thing as well to be quite skeptical of change. We're quite slow to kind of adopt change. However, I do realize that we are moving into this like new age of technology, and I'm embracing it. I never thought technology would be something that I'm completely passionate about until I did discover blockchain and Web3 and saw that the potential, the good that it can actually have. However, I
Yeah.
do feel like there needs to be a lot of regulation. We need to be studying AI. We need to understand, what the implications might be. We need to think of all the worst case scenarios and see if we do actually want to go down that route instead of kind of just blindly, giving our eyes over to machine learning.
Wow, that's amazing, guys. If so you are watching, make sure you go and subscribe to Lorae's K Crypto channel on YouTube. She has amazing stuff going on that channel. Lots of content that is gonna help you in this space. Remember what I mentioned earlier. If say you wanna be able to have a chance in the future, you need to build something unique. And crypto, NFT, Web3, they can provide you that liberation, that freedom that everyone out there is looking for. And Lorae is a blockchain specialist. She is an author. She have written a book, The God's Eye, and she's not just about crypto. She's all about mental wellness, connecting with the universe, building yourself, financial freedom. Her purpose, her goal is to make sure that anyone who comes across her path is successful somewhere or is able to get the education that they need to be successful. And it's always amazing to have Lorae with me here every Friday. So put this day on your calendar. Every Friday, every week, we are going to be here, bring you guys different stuff going on in the market, sharing with you guys our ideas, our experience. Of course, what we are saying here is not we're just having a conversation, a discussion about this topic. Don't take us like don't quote us, or because we might be wrong, and be right at the same time. We don't know it all. We are still learning at the same time. And Lorae, it's always good to have you here. I'm always, excited to have you. And guys, don't forget to if say you want to actually get started with NFT, Web3, you are an artist, you are an entrepreneur, you are a business. If say you want to start your business and you don't know how to go about with tokenizing your project, getting funding, Lorae is good at that. She's vested in those areas. She can really help you get funding. She's well connected. She has like a huge network of different personalities in this industry who can really help you out to get started in this industry. And I always mention this on my program. If say you are not connected with the right people, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes in the beginning in this industry. That's why if say you see people like this, who are willing to work with you, it's good to work with them. If not, you're gonna fall prey to those out there who want to steal your money. But I know you guys are not gonna go for that. Lorae, it's good to have you always. See you
Oh, it's
next week.
always such a pleasure. See you next week. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Wow, guys. See you guys next week. But don't forget to subscribe to my platform. I always bring you guys stuff, about crypto. I do technical analysis every now and then, not every day, but I try to do it at least 3 times a day. Look at different cryptos out there to give you guys what you can be buying, when to stay out of it, and also how you can, be able to identify scam coins out there. If say you really want to be vested in crypto in general, you want to get the fundamentals, the knowledge, I have a link below this video. You can connect with me on that, to have one-on-one with you, take you through the basics, the fundamentals, even educate you on trading. I do all this stuff. I think that doing this is a way to give back to people out there who are willing to learn, who are willing to take their financial matters into their own hands. So come out from this financial bondage. They want to be free. They want to build something cool for themselves and their future. Crypto is universal. Anyone, anywhere, you can do it. You need to just your phone, to be able to gain access to cryptocurrency. So make sure you connect with me and subscribe. Thumbs up. See you next time. Bye bye.